Hey everybody, Adam here for True North Wilds, and this is the unboxing for the Mystery Tackle Box Pro Walleye Species Specific box for the month of August. Yes, August, it's a little bit late. This box came just the other day, and it's almost the end of the month. It is a problem that I've had with them before, getting boxes rather late in the month, although it has been a while since that's happened, and it's generally few and far between. So hopefully it's just a little hiccup with the Postal Service. But regardless, I'm always excited to get walleye lures around this time of year because, of course, going into fall, the walleye bite really starts to pick up here, and it gets really exciting to fish for them. So I'm going to go ahead, open this up, see what kind of walleye lures I got for the month of August in my Mystery Tackle Box Pro. While I'm doing that, don't forget you can hit those buttons down there, like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. You can follow us on Facebook if you haven't yet, facebook.com/TrueNorthWilds, on Instagram @TrueNorthWilds, and of course our blog site, TrueNorthWilds.com. So the first thing I pull out of the box is some floats. These look like pretty good quality. Revolution X by Rod and Bob's. So these are what they call dual line slots, 2-in-1 slip or fixed line floats. So I'll show you here. Along the shank here, you can put your line through the slot there, and the spring compacts back down onto the line, holding it in place, so you can have a fixed float, or you can put it through the end here. There's a slot, pretty small, it's obviously not going to show up on the camera, but you can put it through the end here where there is no spring, and it'll actually slide along your line. So you can have either a slip float or a fixed float. So kind of neat, good quality. It's nice to get little floats and accessories and stuff. And it's also pretty neat that it's slightly weighted. So it's got this weight band around it as well. So multiple uses for these floats. That's pretty cool to get. We've got the Mimic Tough Tube, Mimic Minnow Tough Tube. So these are from Northland Tackle. Northland Tackle, of course, is a fantastic brand. They're very popular around here. Tube jigs are also pretty popular. They work well on a variety of fish. They do work well on walleye if you're in the right spot for them. Open this up, I'll show you. So you can see it's got the nice eye there. It's got the nice green color with the black stripes. It's got the jig head already in and poked through. So I really like that part of it. I get packages of special jig heads to go in tubes, and I get packages of tubes separate, and I don't know what it is. I just really am terrible at putting them in. I always end up tearing the plastic, trying to get the eye of the hook through and everything, or that I put the wrong size jig heads in. It just never goes well for me. So it's nice to get them pre-rigged with the tube jig already in there and the plastic, everything all set up, ready to go. So like to get that. Northland Tackle, like I said, is a great brand. I'm sure these will work fine. It's a nice color, a little bit dark for walleye. You tend to want to mimic more of the minnow colors, but in the right conditions, this should work pretty good. So here we have the Rattletrap by, Rattletrap is the brand, and it's called the Supernatural. So this is neat. This is a lipless crankbait. You can probably hear the rattle. I'm going to open this up, take a look. So the colors on this are pretty neat. It's got a really funky paint job on it, just all sorts of stuff going on there as far as the paint job. They call it the Supernatural. I'm not really sure why they call it that, because this does not look natural to anything around here for a bait fish, but it is a pretty cool looking lure. I love the blue on there and the bit of orange. It just it's a neat color. It's a good shape. It's sort of a standard lipless crankbait shape. Got the big loud rattle in there, which is exactly what you want. So that's a neat lure. I'm really not sure what to say about that color design. I haven't really fished anything like that. I haven't seen bait fish that are like that. Not around here anyway, so it'll be interesting to try that out. I think that blue and orange combination will probably do pretty well in attracting the walleye. And of course, you get a nice big rattle like that, it's always going to bring something in. So these are neat. I love using lipless cranks. I'm always happy to get them. Drop them to the bottom, rip them up, get that rattle going. They usually bring fish in from quite a ways away. These are good for in the fall, as we're going into the heavy bite here, as well as all through the winter. Rattling down through the hole in the ice in the winter is a really good ice fishing technique around here. You can bring them in from quite a long ways away, especially when you're just limited to right under that hole in the ice. This is a good way to attract them. So I'm happy to get that. Definitely a good walleye lure. Going into the box, I got a nice big lure here, the Perseus 110 from Janko Fishing. This is a suspending jerkbait, It's a beautiful color. The color is Purple Passion. So as everybody who's watched any of my videos knows, I always love getting purple lures because purple is the color around here for a variety of fish. Walleye in particular. If I'm having trouble catching walleye, it usually means that I will switch to something with purple in it to pick it up and get the fish biting. So this is just fantastic. It's got a lot of flash in it. It's got that holographic foil you can see reflecting all of the light. It's got that nice purple, deep purple color on top. It's got the spot. Nice diving bill on it. Just all around, good shape, everything. It's a good jerk bait. Fantastic color on this. You can see if you look really close, you got that neon green, yellow sort of line from the dot there. That's a really nice little extra touch to the color of this. And it's got a rattle in it too, so having that extra rattle in there on top of the fantastic color and flash, this will be a really good lure for murky water where they're not really able to see the lure from a far distance. You get that flash that cuts through the murkiness and the darkness. You get that rattle that's accompanying it. You'll attract some curious fish from a long distance away with this, so that's nice. I really am looking forward to using this. I really love the colors on this. We have the Strike Pro Shifty Shad. So this is a tournament grade, according to them. So it's another crankbait. Open this up. Dives to 2.4 feet. That's a oddly specific depth, but that's a good depth for something. I'm surprised that it's that shallow given the big dive bill on it. So I'm not sure if that's exactly going to be accurate or not, and it's just oddly specific, 2.4 feet, but that's what they list on the box. Another bait with a big rattle in it. This one is more of a big thump rather than more of the high-pitched rapid rattle. So that's kind of neat to get a little bit of variety. And the color on this is sort of that clown shad color that you see on a lot of lures. It's got that nice neon green, it's got the red head, and then a lot of the silver on the side where it flashes. And like I said, big thumping lure. We'll see how that dive bill works. I think this will go deeper than 2.4 feet, but we'll see. 2.4 feet is more of a bass depth, smallmouth bass. The walleye in here, around here, even in the fall, are going to be deeper than that typically. They're going to be more of that 6 plus, like 6 to 8, 8 to 12, depending on how cold the water is, that sort of thing. So we'll see. It's a really nice lure. Looks like good quality. Strike Pro is generally good quality stuff. I've gotten a couple of their lures now, so looking forward to trying that out and seeing how it matches up to the box. We got some plastics now going into the bottom of the box here. Smart Baits. Their thing is that they change color in the water. And their slogan is, Smart Baits, color changes everything. They're color changing plastics. These ones are a nice shape. They're sort of a long, skinny tail, which is going to give you that really good flailing action in the water. And they're sort of a standard, more of a grub shape body. They're fairly thin plastic, and they're fairly soft. They're clear. You can see they're this clear sort of color, and apparently they change color. See if we can see what's going to go on there. Yeah, there's no color change that I can quite see here. But apparently under the water they will change color and turn into more of a UV green color. I've used a lot of Smart Baits plastics. I've gotten a lot of them in various boxes. To me, the color changing thing is pretty gimmicky and generally useless. To me personally, I want to know exactly what color my lure is going to be in the water because I'm picking a specific bait to go after a specific fish or to match specific conditions. So I don't want this to be slowly changing color from one to the other in the water, or maybe it's only half changes, or it depends on the water temperature or whatever affects the color change, where I don't know exactly what it's going to be looking like in the water. I want to know exactly what it looks like in the water. So I want to be able to look at it and say, okay, this is appropriate to throw in this location for this type of fish. So the whole color changing thing to me is fairly useless. That being said, Smart Baits plastics, their plastic is good quality. Generally, they have good shapes. This is, great shape, really good tail action. You can see it's just going nonstop. Their plastic is usually good quality. Their colors, before the color change, are usually pretty good. So gimmickiness aside and the whole color changing thing aside, that's fairly useless to me. However, I do use a lot of their plastics just for the action and the quality of the plastic itself. So I do catch a lot of fish on their plastics. I just try and ignore the slogan, and the color changing stuff. So that's my little spiel on smart baits. Good quality plastics. I wish it wasn't so gimmicky, but overall, they catch fish. Last but not least, we have Big Bite Baits Pro Series. So some more plastic, Big Bite Baits Pro Series. And these are some plastic minnow shaped ones. I'll open it up here and take a look. No smell on these, it's just a normal plastic smell. But these are a minnow shape with a paddle tail. They got the sparkles on the top, white bottom, black top. This is a really popular color and a really popular shape. I've got plastics like this of all different brands. This basic design, different sizes, different amounts of sparkles, different size of paddle tail, but whatever, same basic design. It's your minnow shape, it's your minnow color, your paddle tail. They work really well around here. Walleye always go after these. So this is something I am very happy to get. Big Bite Baits is a brand of plastics that I've used a fair bit of, and they're quality plastic. And just by feeling it, they have a good durable plastic. You can see the tail is just bouncing nonstop with every little movement. They give good action in the water. They're durable. The colors on this are great. This is a good walleye lure. Happy to get that. Looking forward to throwing that into the water. That's it for August. The box is now empty. That's all the lures that I get. Of course, you get your literature. You get your Dibble Digest. It's got different articles and stuff about fishing, different types of lures. I always like reading these. They usually have some pretty good articles, and they're always very light on the advertisements, which I like. They don't fill up all the pages with advertisements. It's actual articles that you can read and that you can learn from. So I always appreciate getting that. We've got a scratch and win card for the Carl's Bait and Tackle, which is Mr. Tacklebox's online tackle shop that you can order, all kinds of specific lures that you want if you don't want to just get a randomized box. So that's kind of neat. I'll see what I win later. What's in the box? So they give you the card listing all the names of everything, the retail value. I've very rarely felt like I've been ripped off. They're always pretty good value. Quick glance at this one. Yeah, just as always, this is a good value. It's hard to compare for me with the Mystery Tackle Box with the prices, the retail prices and everything, because they are in US prices, and of course I'm here in Canada. But generally, even considering the exchange rate and everything, I always feel like I get a pretty good value from this box. They give really good quality stuff for what I pay. And of course, we get a sticker. I always like getting stickers. I throw them on my tackle box trays and everything. It's just kind of a fun thing to get. So it's always nice that they include little things like that. So that's the August box. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know what you guys are getting in your boxes, what kind of boxes you get, if there's other ones that I should try, if I should switch species, anything like that. Just leave some feedback. Let me know. I always like getting it. Don't forget to like and subscribe down there. Helps me out a lot for the channel. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/TrueNorthWilds, on Instagram @TrueNorthWilds, and of course our blog site, TrueNorthWilds.com. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, I will see you outside.